Okie dokie. All right, we're live. So, welcome to Restoration Nation Fly by the Seat of Your Pants team call. We are going to cover all things questions related for Restoration Nation. So, I think we're definitely heading down the path of breaking off on our own with Restoration Nation. So, it seems like that's what our team wants, so we're going to head that direction. So I'm thankful for everyone who's on the call. Thanks for making it. We'll try to keep this at 30 minutes, but if we run over, that's no big deal. So what I'm going to do first, as far as first off, before I go any further, I really want you guys to understand how much you are crushing Team Cup. Forget the points, forget all of that stuff. The fact that there are two things that stick out to me about the way that our team is thriving in each of the different pods. So I'm in all three pods, so I get to see all three. But our team we are, the way that our team is helping each other is seriously just everything that I could ever want from a team and more. And so when someone has a question, it's not one of those you have to wait around until Rachel gets to it. Most of the time as a team, you guys can figure out the answer together and you're helping each other. And that team spirit is something that I have wanted from day one. And to see that happening within our Team Cup pods is just breathtaking. So I am so thankful for everyone who has dove in with Team Cup. I also just want to tell you how proud I am of you for stretching yourself the past couple of days. I know that this is scary stuff for a lot of you. I have been there. I know what it's like to send invites when you're scared and your hands are shaking and your armpits are sweating and you just don't even know what you're doing, but you are stretching yourself, and I could not be more proud of the growth that is happening in this team right now. So no matter if you're overwhelmed or still scared or whatever emotion you're feeling right now, I truly want you to soak that in, because you deserve a gold star or a pat on the back. If I had a gold star, I would put one up on each screen, but I'm not that organized. So super proud of you guys for Team Cup and all that you're doing. So just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting me to push you with Team Cup and lovingly nudge you in the direction that I want us to hopefully go in as a team. So that is my little soapbox. Going to get off of that. So what I'm going to do is go in, if I can find it in the team page, the chat where we were asking questions. So several of you had posted questions in the comments, and I'm just going to kind of go down each question, and then we can take turns and y'all can just ask questions live as you have them. You can chat them in the chat box or unmute yourself, raise your hand, however you want to go about it. So one of the first question that we had was wanting help with cold invites. So it had been mentioned that how do you start the conversation, or after the conversation has started? Would it be back and forth with people that you know? Struggling specifically with how to start and gain their attention with that initial reach out. So there's a couple resources I can point you to. The invite file in our team page is basically just word vomit all of the invites I've used in the past 6 months. So you can read through those and craft something based off that. A couple of things I've learned about invites. Number one, I love voice message invites. To me, in this social media multi-level marketing world that we are in, where everybody is selling a product or pushing something, cold messages are a normal way of life for a lot of multi-level marketers, and it's the copy-paste gross kind, and it's the kind that you can tell is inauthentic to who they are as people, and they didn't even take time to look at your page. And so with a voice invite, that takes that piece away. It's you. They can hear you. You're a real person. You're not a robot just spamming all of your friends. So I have found that has been the most beneficial. Not everybody feels comfortable doing a voice invite. What I do is I record them and send them to myself in Facebook Messenger, so that then I can forward it from my specific. So if I have to record it a couple times, I can do so and pick the one that I like the best. So I highly recommend voiced invites. As a coach, you have to figure out what is most comfortable for you as far as an invite goes. I know with full confidence, if somebody takes 5 seconds to scroll my page, they're going to see my heart. And you guys, if you've been on my team long enough, have heard this spiel before. But they're going to see my heart if they go on my page. And so I don't have any hesitation sending someone a cold invite, because I know if they go to my page, take 5 minutes to figure out who I am, then they're going to know I'm not about product shoving in their face. They're going to see what my intentions are. So I have no problems sending a bunch of cold messages, because at this stage in my business, I've run out of my warm market. And so I'm completely tapping into my cold market. Most of you are still working with friends and family still, so you can start those conversations and engage with them and then send an invite. So that's a personal call, and there's no right or wrong answer. Just know that if you're not willing to do a cold invite, there's going to be some more work relationship building on the front end before you're ready to send a cold invite. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes that takes a little bit more back and forth in time. Team Cup Month is a great way for you to figure out what you enjoy best with invites, what you hate, what works well, what doesn't work well, and it's going to be a lot of trial and error as far as figuring out what works for you. The last tip I would say is keep your invites reasonably short, like a paragraph, because if you send them a 6-paragraph thing, nobody's going to read it. Give them a teeny bit of a blurb, enough to pique their interest, and then ask them if they want more information. And then if they say yes, you can share more information about what the challenge is and things like that. I posted an example in Fitness Feud. Sorry, my phone's on. For Fitness Feud, as far as like a back and forth of a conversation. So that's kind of a good guide on how to go about doing that. We have a little one joining us. I love it. So that's invites. Does anybody have, well, let me go through this list and then write down your questions and we'll get back to them. Laurel says, how to make you abundantly wealthy. I'm working on that. She's going to bring her questions. Monique was supposed to bring her questions. Kayla wanted to know ideas for free groups. So I really encourage thinking outside the box with free groups, because if your friends have enough Beachbody coaches on their friends list, they're going to have seen a 5-day free clean eating challenge. And that gets redundant, in my opinion. So even if you just name it something different, doing a squat challenge, or, if you really want to grow your booty and that's your thing, then doing a squat challenge or that kind of thing. If you're really good at organization, then you could do a free group on organization. If you're really great at, you love natural cleaning products, you just have to think outside of the box of health and fitness, because you're going to attract the type of people that you want to attract by expanding on things that you love and naturally do well at. So if you're someone that does really well with kids and you're an arts and crafts kind of person and you want to do a short-term, kids activities for the summer group, then that's a great way to, branch out into that market. A couple tips on that. Don't make it longer than 3 or 5 days. 5 days even tends to be a bit long for a free group, unless it's a health and fitness focused free group. Like my Mason jar salad group, which is in the team page, is 3 days. My meal prep 101 group, which is also in the team page, is 4 days. I just find that people lose attention after that 3-4 day mark, and they lose, it just doesn't, like I've done a 30-day group, Heidi and Daniel are in it, so is Kayla, and it crashed and burned with a fierceness. It was awful. I did it based off a devotional, which I slacked on, and therefore slacked on the group, and it was just too much for me to bite off at the time in my life. So great learning experience though. A group with no structure is not going to work for me. I need to be able to plan out my posts and all that stuff. So find something that you love that maybe is or is not health and fitness related. It could be, let's say it's nutrition related and you want to do a snacktastic group. You are hardcore into healthy snacks and you want to provide value. Literally all you have to do is go through and share a crap ton of snack recipes for somebody. And so anybody who wants to build a relationship with you and wants free snack recipes, you've provided free value to them. So just think outside the box. You don't have to have a huge structure unless it's like a true health and fitness group, which in that case, I would structure it like a challenge group with a daily post with an assignment and then an end of day check-in. But if you're going to go that route, I honestly would either use the free clean eating group that's in the files of the team page, or I would wait until Clean Week comes out in September. Because if most of you probably know, but if you don't, Clean Week is a brand new 7-day, basically it's a free group that Beachbody is providing, where they're going to be providing workouts for the 7 days. But what's neat about that is that in the workouts, they're plugging different programs. So she'll do a move and she'll say, oh, this is from 21 Day Fix, or this move is from T25. So you're hearing Beachbody programs without actually doing a specific Beachbody workout. And then they're going to provide meal plans and all that stuff. Plus they'll get 7-day supply of Shakeology. So that's going to be a huge tool for us when that comes out. But I think that's probably all I have as far as free groups go. Kayla had also asked how to build team volume without going crazy into detail, because this subject we could be here all night, and your head would probably spin and so would mine, and then we'd both confuse each other and we get nowhere. So with team volume, there's really only 2 ways that you can go about growing team volume. The first way is signing discount coaches. So the more coaches that you sign, the greater that your volume is, which in turn helps you to cycle bonus more as an enrolled coach or higher. Now, the other way that you can do is a lot of teams do product-focused groups, or product focuses each month. So as a team, we would try out or do a 3-day refresh together. Or as a team, we would try Energize together. Or as a team, we would, whatever the case may be. But the idea is that your team does a certain product together, and then their challenge groups do that product as well. I don't do a lot of those, mainly because I don't want to put my opinion on you guys and your business. So if you want to promote Energize, that's your business. If you want to promote 3-day refresh, that's your business. There will be seasons where I might run a 3-day refresh group and things like that. But from a volume perspective, it's really based off signing discount coaches or business building coaches. Or like most of you, your discount coaches turning into business builders, which is always exciting. And then the more sales that your team has, the higher your volume is, essentially. So think of it this way. Shakeology is like $97 for a coach, and you get 90 volume points for a Shakeology order. So you grow your team by growing discount coaches who are either ordering Shakeology and other stuff, or they're selling those things and connecting people to those products. So that's kind of the simplest answer I can probably give in this amount of time. So hopefully that's helped. If you want to talk one-on-one, I'll catch you in 45 minutes. Okay, so Heidi said ideas on topics for daily posts. You feel like you end up doing basically the same thing. You like to rotate a calendar of topics. Love that idea. There's actually a resource. There's several things that you can look up. So Pinterest is a wealth of these kinds of structured posts. So you can just look up challenge group guides. You can look up daily post schedules, but basically it gives you a graphic that says on Mondays you talk about this, on Tuesdays you talk about this, on Wednesdays, blah, blah. There's also a group on Facebook that if anybody wants to be added to it, let me know. It's called, basically I think it's called I Don't Know What to Post. And in there, people post random stuff that is designed to get engagement on your page. It has nothing to do with Beachbody. It's like, show me your funniest cat meme, or, random stuff that's meant to, Bethany's like, ooh, sign me up. Random things is designed to increase engagement on your page, but not necessarily be like a value. For me, I don't really follow a schedule on my page because I don't feel like I come across as authentically if I do, because I speak a lot from the heart and in the moment, and that doesn't work for a lot of people. People who have, I'm blessed that I do this full time, so I can post on the fly as long as my child cooperates, which is probably half the reason why I'm posting on the fly. But for those that are working, because most of you have full-time jobs outside of Beachbody, you do want to schedule your posts. And so what I've seen coaches successfully do is they reflect on the day before each day. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, anything that happened today, whatever you were feeling today, experiences that you had today, pictures that you took today, at the end of the day, you would sit down and schedule those for tomorrow. And you would talk about, yesterday when I was at church, coworker came up to me and talked to me about how amazing I look, and this is how I felt, and so you're talking about the day before, and still kind of going authentically off of what you're feeling in that moment, if that makes sense. So that's an option, but the What to Post group has a detailed schedule that lists everything that you can post 30 days out of the month. So if you want that kind of structure, I know Janine wants to be added to that group, so I'll make sure that you get added to that group too, Heidi. My typical guideline is 1 Beachbody post, 1 not Beachbody post, because then you're sharing your life outside of Beachbody, because I don't ever want this team to become Shakeology posting robots. I want us to be sharing our lives authentically, and that's how you attract your market. I attract a lot of young moms with wild toddlers because I share that. That's my life. And so you're each going to have your niche market, which Megan is right this moment doing a call on that specifically with Commit Crew. So I'll make sure to post the recorded version of that in our team page when she finishes. But that's the main way that you're going to attract your tribe. And by the quality of how awesome this team is, I think I must do a pretty decent job because y'all are pretty awesome. So I think that was all the questions. I know that Laurel and Monique, I don't know if Monique's on here, but I know Laurel had some questions. And I think she hopped off. Oh no, there she is. Okay, anybody want to go first as far as questions go? Okay, Carla, I'm going to unmute you. Go for it.
This actually just now came up, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. I'm getting ready to send a link to somebody to do a challenge pack for the Fitness Feud.
Right. Woohoo!
Well, I want her to do the vegan vanilla, and on the TBB app under the Shakeology, the new flavors of vegan vanilla and cafe latte aren't on there.
Does it give you an update option in the App Store? Because I know that mine has that option, so I don't know if yours has an update option.
I don't know. So I need to go into the App Store.
Well, Coach Mobile isn't actually an app, is it? What I would do is delete it.
No,
I would delete it off your phone and then re-log in and re-sign in and then put it back on as an icon. Or are you doing it directly from like Google?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then
I'm just doing it directly from Google, and I just refreshed it. It's weird. And I was trying to think, I have somebody doing vegan vanilla, and I thought this was the way I sent it to them.
Let me see if, I don't, maybe it's acting up, but if it's not on there, I would just send her a link. And is she signing up as a coach or no?
She was going to sign up as a discount coach. That's why it's somebody that I need to make it as simple as possible.
Okay.
It's somebody actually, but I'm really excited that she's doing it, but I need to make it as simple as possible for her, and if I could do it through this, I know it is. Okay. And I'm almost tempted to just send her something and say, hey, you know how you said you want to try a tropical strawberry? Let's do that.
So option A is you can send me your login information and I can do it from my phone and send it to her and see if it gives me the vegan vanilla option, or see if she wants to do another flavor. It should give you the option. I'm surprised that it's not.
Let me just kind of clear out some stuff and just try it again. but yeah, I had just fresh logged into it, and like I said, I thought that was the way I did the vegan vanilla for Tracy, but anyway, it just kind of popped up on me.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Elena has her hand raised. Look at her being all smart and technological. Did you have anything else you wanted to ask Carla while you're at it?
No, I can't think of anything in particular right now. I'm just going with the flow.
Good. All right, I'm going to mute you and then go with a turn on Elena. Oh, hopefully. Lower hand. Okay, Elena, you're live.
I just had a quick comment for Heidi as far as the post and for everyone else. I know, sorry.
Yes.
So in Pinterest, what I decided to do, I think it was a couple weeks ago, was look up journal post, like what to, like if you yourself are journaling, there's a bunch of different options in Pinterest that are like 1 through 30 topics that you should journal about for self-reflection. So I pulled from there and posted it to my group.
Brilliant. So, I love that idea. Thank you for sharing that. I would never have thought of that. Thanks, Elena. Yep. You have any other questions you want to ask?
Nope.
No? Okay. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Laurel does. Hold on, Laurel. Let me unmute you. Okay. Please. Oh, hold on. Why is it not letting me unmute you? Are you pressing the button? Can you do it? It's not letting me. Technical difficulties, guys. I think I heard you try again.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, go for it. I can hear you.
Okay. Hello?
I think your connection really sucks, Laurel. Can you type it in the comments? We're going to go with Hope, so I think she's actually off now. Okay, anybody else? No? No? Daniel has a question. If Laurel hops back on, Laurel, try to chat it. What you got, Daniel? No? You just adjusting your seat? No? No, keep me on my toes. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Amanda, I did answer your question about invites at the beginning of the call. So it is recorded. So if you missed it, I think you were on, but just wanted to let you know it is recorded. So anybody, Monique had questions. So does anybody want to share what they're struggling with the most? Maybe we can problem solve through that, or no? I gotta tell you, I've gotten more ignores in the last 4 days than I've gotten my entire, I swear, 3 months. It's been ridiculous, but hey, go forward, right? Anybody? Bueller? Daniel, go for it. I'm gonna unmute you. Go for it.
That's dangerous. I know you gave me the floor. You're out of luck now. I struggle with being operating with tact sometimes, I guess. Heidi's the good cop. I'm the bad cop in the group, I guess, So what are some nice ways to respond to folks who have questions, but they're kind of rude questions? Or, I feel like saying screw you. If you don't want it, whatever. But
I feel you. So give me an example of a question that's your gut instinct. Like what? Give me an example of one you've gotten.
A girl responded back to me yesterday about the Fitness Feud, and she was like, "Sure, I guess, but I gotta have more information." I'm like, it was an invite, you goon. If you ask for information, I'll give it to you, but so.
So situations like that, I would just send the info.
I did.
So one thing that has helped me is I've used I can't remember we have so many message threads going right now. It's ridiculous. But it was anyways, I use the feel, felt, found method a lot. So relating it back to your story in whatever way that you can. So price objection, I do this every single time. Time objection, you get that. This is a great scenario to use it. People are just going to come up with crap excuses, and your knee-jerk reaction is to be like, well, this is a gift and you don't understand that, and like, bye, Felicia. But feel, felt, found helps me break through that, because I can remember what it was like to feel some of those things that they are describing and emotionally connect with them in a way that ties it to you and not a price tag or not a product, if that makes sense. So, So that has helped me. Some of that is just time it takes to learn.
I try and stay away from the price as long as possible. That way they, but some of them, every other question is, well, how much does it cost? Well, how much does it cost? So I stay away from it as long as I can, just to, to form that relationship. But then, eventually you got to break them the news, and
right.
Not everybody's willing to invest in their in their health. So.
And a lot of those people that I use that send me those dumb messages, I will use those for post inspiration. So those specific objections that I'm getting about time or money, or I can't do it around my kids, I really hate that one. I address that on my page, because if they're feeling it, then I'm sure that 10 other people on my friends list are probably thinking the same thing too. So use it as a resource, particularly with Shakeology, as an educational resource, because people just aren't educated. They just don't understand that it's not just a protein shake. And no, the crap that your doctor has recommended is not sufficient. So that's our job to educate. So those are the two ways I kind of work through that. Some of that is just really taking some time to respond. Wait to respond. You don't have to respond to a message right away.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess as far as groups go, we got about 30 people in our group, and we have, what would you say, Heidi, 7 to 10 who are, pretty faithful. What do you do with those other people? I mean, we can contact them, behind the scenes, we message them, check in on them, make sure they're good. And, a few of them are like, I'm working, I'm just, whatever, the regular excuses. And so, I mean, does anybody have any other ideas? I mean, what are y'all doing to reach out to these people, or has anything worked that?
Carla's like, let me at this one. So let me give my 2 cents, and anybody that wants to chime in, please feel free to. This is another one of the scenarios where you have to find your happy place as a coach. I encourage you as early on as you can to set boundaries for people that are willing to invest in you and your group. What I mean by that is, you're not going to give somebody the same attention and love behind the scenes that it refuses to check in with the group or answer your messages or ignores you 3 times in a row. But someone who checks in daily or, will respond to you behind the scenes and things like that, you're going to be more inclined to just don't feel bad about, like, this may not be, and I have come out and asked people before, I really want to make sure that I'm meeting your needs as your coach. And if this situation is not where you thrive as a person, then that is not a reflection of you. That is not a reflection of me. It just means this isn't a good fit. And I just want to make sure to have that conversation. So, and I've kicked people out before. I've kicked a lot of people out in the past couple months because they ignore me 3 times and they're not plugging into the group. Then they're gone, because I don't have time for that anymore. So that's a personal call you'll have to make as far as what you believe in for your group. But your odds are really good. If you've got 30 people and you've got 7 to 10 people engaging, those are really good numbers. So for a challenge group, from personal experience, those are great numbers. Carla's like, yes. Carla, you want to add anything? Hold on, where are you? Let me unmute you. All right,
I just wanted to make them feel really good, because Laurel and I have a little over 70 in our group, and we have like 5 people participating regularly. So Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's like some days we'll have like 10 people post, and then I just put them in the group. I'm like, hey, are you people here today? Because there's like 3 people in there.
Right.
And then we have 2 or 3 that are religious, like they post every day and add to the group. But yeah, we just combined, and we each had about 30 to 35 coming into it. And we're each still getting about the same we were when we were doing it separate as far as participation. But my 3 biggest participators are in Shift Shop right now. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I told them you don't have to do both, and I wouldn't expect them to do both. And they are participating in Shift Shop really pretty well.
Yeah. I tell you, our people who are in Shift Shop, they're actually participating in both and really thriving in both, which is cool. You know, we kind of gave them the option. We told them that we'd appreciate if they, you know, would still, you know, participate in the tribe, but we understood if they didn't want to post twice. But you know, they're doing really well. I think our biggest participation came. We ran a contest a couple months ago, April. I don't know. We ran a contest, and we got a bunch of people that didn't have portion control containers and they needed extra ones, and they didn't have the Fix-A cookbook. So we ran a little contest and gave that away, and people were posting like crazy, of course, because they were going to get something, you know, out of it. Yeah.
I did that 1 month too, and that was like that was my best month.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope with Fitness Feud is because it's a point-based system, you know, the engagement is going to be way higher than, you know, a challenge where, you know, a normal grads group where you don't have those incentives. So you're not alone. We all go through this as coaches, and there are definitely harder seasons than others when it comes to challenge groups engagement. But the thing that you guys are doing that other coaches fail to do is you're being consistent. So you're scheduling your posts every morning. You're showing up every single day. And that's where coaches falter and their groups plummet, is when they stop doing those things, then their groups suffer. So you're doing everything right. It's a tough one. But my advice is to set boundaries, you know, and don't feel freaking guilty about it.
No. And when we got together that night, the girl we were telling you about that thrives in the gym, I think she contacted Heidi today and asked if, you know, she could still be in the group, even though she's not doing Beachbody. And I know my thoughts on that. What are y'all? Is it a Beachbody 100% do or die, or?
That's up to you. You know, that's that for me. So I'll tell you my story. So when I started doing challenge groups, I let anybody in who wants to be in, because my number one goal was engagement in the group. I wanted people to be engaged. And so I didn't care what they were doing. It was an open support group. Half of them were doing Beachbody. Half of it, nobody purchased a challenge pack. They were all doing DVDs. And so it was one of those where I went through a season where I let everybody in. And then I had some carryover where some of those people transitioned to Beachbody. I have some people who have been with me a year and a half and still swear by Weight Watchers, although they've been fluctuating the same 4 pounds for the last year up and down. That's besides the point. But then at some point I made the judgment call that not only could they not get in my group they had to be doing a Beachbody program. If they didn't purchase it through me, then that was fine. Like, they could transfer their account to me and I would add them. But they had to be doing or have a Beachbody program. And that's a judgment call you have to make. Now, I rarely let somebody in without a challenge pack, because I know what the tools are for success. And for me, I can tell you there's a direct correlation with my customers who have success with Beachbody On Demand and those that have success with a challenge pack. Those with On Demand, they don't do anything. And those with the challenge pack, they've invested in their journey and they succeed. So that's the difference. So that in the beginning, I didn't turn anybody away. Would I change that? No. Because I actually have a coach that's probably signing up. Actually, Janine knows her. It's Miss Jennifer. And so Jennifer is somebody that signed up, and she never bought anything for months and months. I supported her, loved her. She was in and out of the group constantly. She at one point bought a challenge pack. She's not been on Shakeology, but she needs that support and she wants to do it. And so they just emotionally had to get to that place. And so she's now at that place, and she kind of wants to do coaching, and that's a judgment call you have to make. And a lot of times that's person to person. You're going to get a gut instinct on somebody, whether they're going to be a flake or not. And so if you have a gut feel for the person on whether they could eventually add value to your group, then I would add them. That's my 2 cents. That was really long-winded. I'm sorry.
Is she doing Shakeology or anything, Daniel?
She started off with, I guess, Beachbody On Demand. I can't remember what she started off on. But anyway, she's been off and on, and then now off. So her questions me, could she stay on? And I said, well, technically, we like to have those in the group to be doing some kind of Beachbody something. And I know that she has said that she thrives more in the gym, and she says she's being successful with that, which is fine. But her comment back to me was, I really like some of the ideas that y'all do with some of the recipes. So my response to her was, I will let her stay in the group for a little bit longer, but just know that there's going to be a day that Daniel and I go through and clean out people. And that is going to be those that don't post and those that don't do Beachbody at all anymore. And so she's fine until then. But and she said that was fine. So it's one of those things that Daniel and I have differing views on some things. Again, good cop, bad cop. But anyway, he would have been like, no, bye, see ya. But there are a few that I have been thinking about contacting and saying, hey, listen, unless you're going to start participating, we're going to have to go, because there's no sense in being in there doing nothing.
We've reached out time and time again, and you get those, BS excuses that are, I'm so busy. Well, you'll die busy then, because, it's got to do something.
There's just no tax again.
Oh, sorry.
I've got one.
I'm sorry. I want to look at some people and go, you're going to die, because that's kind of where I got to. I said that to myself in the mirror. So,
we've all been there, Daniel.
Yeah. You're killing yourself.
I was just kind of wondering, because I've got a girl in my group right now who is she bought an Ultimate Reset Challenge pack, and she's doing the Ultimate Reset. She's posting, she's journaling in the group. She's doing under the post, but she's really journaling in the group, and it's been really cool. And she did the 2-week free trial that came with it, or however long it was, and she did PIO and some stuff, and she liked it. But she's very much with her gym stuff. But she is in love with Shakeology already, and she actually said that she thinks it is helping reduce some cysts that she had, which is crazy. She said, I get these cysts, and I've always had to take pills for them, and for some reason they're going away on their own. I can only assume it's what I'm eating in this Shakeology. I'm in it. So I fully intend on keeping her in the group, even if she doesn't have the on-demand, because she is doing Shakeology. She is basically following the meal plan, and she's doing some exercise. But the ones I have who have done nothing, I've slowly kind of, especially when they're ignoring me. If they're ignoring me and they've not bought anything and they're doing nothing, I've finally just taken them out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so anybody else have questions, comments they want to add? Janine, go. You take the floor. I'm going to mute Daniel and Carla. Janine, where'd you go? All right, go for it, girl.
So my question is totally the newbie questions.
Okay.
2 that I would like guidance with tonight, because I'm about to go home. I'm still sitting at work because I work, right? So I've got all my screens going. I'm like, focus,
Right.
Teamsy,
Mhm.
or what else do other people do to stay organized? I've already got 14 lists running, and I'm like, I'm confused.
I know.
And
So I think the majority of people on this call with the exception of a couple, use TeamZ, and that's
Mhm.
my fault because I started using it and fell in love with it. It just depends on if you're a pen and paper type person or if you're a digital person. So if you're a digital, you like things to be technology, with technology, then you're going to like TeamZ. If you're a visual person also, then you're going to like TeamZ because seeing those circles filled at the end of the day is so satisfying that you know that you did what you were supposed to do that day. There are plenty of other tracking methods. Google Streak is one. There is, some of these are free, some of them are not. So Google Streak is one. There's a document in the Files tab of the team page called Empower Hour. That's a great pen and paper. I tried for a period of time to just do a planner and then write people's names on the calendar squares of who to talk to. I suck at that. I find that if I don't have TeamZ, I will literally, I'll sit at my computer for 3 hours and message 3 people. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. So that's my if anybody else has things that they're doing that they want to share that's working well, I'm more than happy to give you the floor. But those are kind of mostly what the majority of coaches I've seen have used. They either use pen and paper or like Google Streak or TeamZ. I would post in the commit crew and ask that question too. Ask what people are using because they might have something else that I've never heard of that they're really loving that doesn't cost money. So.
My other question is scheduling posts. What do you all use to schedule your posts?
So for me, and I think a lot of us on here, again, because it's my fault, use SyncShare. It's CINCH share.com. It's $10 a month. There is a coupon. I think you can get like the first 40 days free. But that's a third-party posting. I like it because you can post to multiple groups in your profile page. There are other free posting apps that limit the number of groups that you can post in or whether you can post on your page or not. However, Facebook just updated everything, so you should be able to schedule it directly within Facebook. So if you pull up and try to post a status within a group, there should be a little clock option if your Facebook has been updated, and it should be a little clock option, and it gives you the opportunity to schedule it. Only downfall of that is that they don't hold your posts. So with like SyncShare, I can go back and recycle any and all posts that I want to. So if you run a free group, it's really easy because you literally just hit schedule on these 10 posts and it schedules them without you having to redo everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a tutorial.
Yeah, I'm totally into managing my time very well right now.
I love it. The sooner we can tackle that, the better. I have a tutorial on how to use SyncShare that if you want to, I can send it to you so you can visual first before you were to sign up.
Yeah, that would be awesome, please.
Yeah, especially as new coaches, we try to eliminate the number of monthly fees and things like that you have. So the longer we can go without having to use things like that, but still manage our time efficiently is our goal. But scheduling your posts is literally a lifesaver.
Well, I'm there because I'm like trying to do my 3 posts at 11:30 at night, and I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I'm so tired.
One thing I have done is I keep a running note on my phone, and as I have post ideas or as I have a story that, I have 5 seconds to write, I did this especially when I was working. I would take a secret bathroom break and like create a post on my phone and then save it on my phone and then save it for another time when I could put it up. So that's something that you can do too, to just keep a running list.
That's a good idea.
So
perfect.
Anybody else want to add anything to that? To what I just said? No? Okay. Monique, did you have questions that you wanted to ask? All right, let me unmute you. Janine is muted. All right. Monique, you should be good to go.
Okay. So my whole questions are adding new people. I'm not one to go out of my comfort to add new people. And when I do, they're like, wait, who are you? Like after. And so that's where I'm starting to get a little push. And I'll try and make conversations here and there, but I won't know how to keep the conversation flowing. What would you suggest?
So, and you're the one who's real heavy Herbalife community around you, correct? Yeah.
I have two. I have one like 5 minutes away and another whole group like center another 10 minutes away.
Yeah. So I would start looking into, well, so there's a resource on the Beachbody Champions page. I think they also have uploaded all those videos to YouTube, but there's a training on how to grow your network via Facebook or via Instagram. But there are trainings within Beachbody Champions page you can look up. There's great resources in there. Ruth Schauner, who is a top 10 coach right now, she did the Facebook one, and it was really helpful because she broke down how she gets involved in like community groups. So groups like boy mom groups or whatever, and she talked about how to transition them to customers at that point, if that makes sense. So that would be where I would start.
Okay.
And really, I focused on adding challengers or friends of my challengers. This backfires when they become coaches, just heads up.
Yeah.
But that adding friends of your current challengers is another way that you can expand your network with people that aren't going to be like, oh, hey, who are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. And then another one, I think I logged on right when you guys were probably talking about it, the pushback about the challenge pack as far as the cost. That's where I'm sort of having an issue too, because they're like, wait, Herbalife. And I'm like, no, it's not Herbalife. Like, this is something totally different.
Right.
And so that's my thing going back and forth.
So for you specifically, because of your heavy Herbalife presence in your area, I would publicly handle these objections. So what I mean by that is in your posts, specifically address the difference between like educate on Shakeology and educate on what it is that you do as a coach. So you may already be doing this. I don't keep up with everybody's pages. I try. I just don't. So making sure that you're, posting about what it is as a coach you have to offer. So talk about conversations you're having behind the scenes with your challengers, and they say, one of my girls reached out to me today because she was really wanting pizza. It was so awesome to be there to help push her and encourage her to not eat that slice of pizza. Just finding other ways to weave that in on your page. I'm going to make a list: price objection and growing your network. I will put some resources in the team page on that.
Okay. That'll be great. Thank you.
Everyone, because I was actually a part of a corporate group that put together a network-wide training on growing your network. It hasn't come out yet, but we just got the proof of it, so I can share that. But don't tell them.
Okay. I will. Okay, and then one more. Sorry.
Yeah.
For my challenge, I have a free challenge group going. So usually I'll have the ones coming in, they'll do the free trial, and then when I start to introduce the challenge pack to them, they're like, wait, I seen something for $39. What is that? Like, and so I have to try. I have, I think, 4 of them that did sign up as the quarterly. And so I'm trying to here and there sort of talk about Shakeology, talk about the meal portions. Is there anything else I should sort of throw in there, or
and
how?
I'll repost this image, but my husband created a graphic. You might have seen, you might not, but it basically was a visual of the $39 compared to the $160 challenge pack. And it broke down everything you got. And like when you see that visual, it's like, stupid. Why would I choose the $39? Because you're paying the exact same amount if you get the $39 membership as you are a challenge pack. They pay $160 a year, but they don't get the portion control containers, the Shakeology, anything else. So I'll repost that. That has helped me. But honestly, if people see that, I've had a hard time with that specifically, which is why the clean week, they don't have to put their credit card information in. They don't get to see those options up front. So hopefully some of that will be cut off at the head. And I think she cut out. So Monique, I'll make sure to post that if you can hear me. All right. Anybody else want to have any questions? No? Bueller. Okay. So I'm going to take our picture because I know we went long, but y'all are awesome. Always feel free to use our team page, our group chats. Like, y'all are doing a great job of supporting each other because it's always good to get multiple perspectives. But as I'm going to be starting to lead team calls, there's a couple things that will happen. One, I might ask you to help me. And two, I will be asking for ideas on team call ideas for things that you're struggling with, things that you need help with. So just the more that you can tell me and share with me, the better to help me lead you. So anybody else before I take our picture? No. Okay. All right. I'm going to take our picture real quick and we'll be good to go. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Are we all looking? Oh, prettiest team ever. Okay. Y'all have an awesome night and I'm super proud of you guys. Bye.